Hey guys, the Fire Brothers here. It's me, and it's that time. After teasing about it for months, talking about it, say I was gonna do it, it's finally here. So let me address the big elephant in the room, Diamond Bolt. I like the guy, watch his videos. I think he's a really cool guy, and I would be lying if I didn't say that he was my inspiration for starting YouTube. But he kinda beat me to making the strongest Optimus Prime video. So yeah, after that I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this because he already did it. But then I had an idea. In Dragon Ball Super, there's this thing called the Tournament of Power going on. Basically, Goku's universe is gonna be fighting against other characters from other universes, and I thought, wow, that's a really cool concept. What if the Transformers universe was part of the tournament? For this video, for the top 10 strongest Transformers, I'm gonna be talking about in a what if scenario. If, let's say, the Tournament of Power apply not only to Dragon Ball but many other franchises like Naruto, Star Wars, so on. Who would be the top 10 strongest Transformers to represent the TF universe? And that's kinda what this video is about. Okay, so in that most video, spoilers at the end, he didn't really, make a conclusive argument as to who is the strongest. But for this video, we had the tournament. The purpose is to survive until the end. The universe with the most warriors wins. So now, we're not looking exactly for the most powerful Transformer, but we're looking for the one who has the highest chance of surviving. So the strongest Prime will be the one that has the highest chance of surviving, the most advantage on the battlefield, and the most power. Okay, so stay tuned and figure out who's gonna be the most powerful Optimus Prime of all time. Anyways, let's cue the intro. Okay, so unlike Diamond Bolt, I'm gonna talk about some characters that he didn't talk about, and I'm gonna skip some, like the Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime, and also I'm gonna be talking about some game characters like Follow Cybertron Optimus Prime, and I'm gonna count the movieverse Optimus Prime as two separate characters, the original trilogy and the Age of Extinction Optimus, because I think they're very different in terms of battle style. Alright, now let's start. We're gonna start with the Follow Cybertron Prime, and now, he's a master when it comes to hand-to-hand combat and also using swords, depending on the player's choice. If he chooses to use Optimus Prime in the last battle, Optimus Prime will massacre Megatron and put up an amazing fight. This goes to show that Optimus Prime is amazing when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Also, he's pretty good at using the sword, surprisingly. He also has some pretty good endurance. If the player chooses Megatron, Optimus Prime takes a lot of punishment. And after that, he still has energy to get up at the ending cutscene when the Ark and the Nemesis are about to enter the portal. He has enough energy to get up and trying to get to safety. As for his weaponry, his official weaponry will be the Pad Blaster, and we're gonna give him the Rocket Launcher as a heavy weapon. The Pad Blaster itself is a pretty standard, decent weapon, packs a punch. When it's running out of ammo clips, its last ammo clip, gonna create a huge explosion that's gonna knock out and damage enemies nearby. The rocket launcher is a pretty good anti-air attack. Could easily take down flyers and it locks onto enemies. He also seems to have a pretty high pain tolerance. As to he got shot in the face by Starscream, he got hit a bit more by the Combaticons that was still able to speak and get up. And also the last fight against Megatron. His weaknesses, however, will be that he's way too slow. He also cannot fly, that's a disadvantage over here. He's also really susceptible to point blank attacks. For example, Starscream, he was so close to him, and by using the sniper rifle, he managed to take down Optimus with one hit. Granted, it's a sniper rifle and it does a lot of power, but still, this Prime seems to have trouble when it comes to, close quarters, guns and stuff. Also, he's not that strong. In the first 3 chapters of the game, Optimus needs the help of all of us to move like huge objects. One time, there was the head of a statue covering the way, and he needed the help of Warpath to move, but he couldn't do it himself. But the fellow Cybertron Optimus is pretty good, a pretty good rounded character, but overall not a pretty strong combatant. So follow Cybertron Prime, I'm sorry, you're one of my favorites, but you're out. Next we have my favorite incarnation of Optimus Prime, the Transformers Prime Optimus. So he's an expert combatant. He has gone through hordes of Terracons, Beacons, and outperformed Decepticons in hand-to-hand combat and close combat. Also, he put up a good fight against Megatron in one-shot fall. At one point his punch was so strong that he sent Megatron flying. He's also equipped with 2 swords. We can use it to deflect blaster rifle, which, oh my god, that's so Jedi. However, his swords can be broken and they're not as strong as his movie counterpart. He also is equipped with dual arm blasters, which deals some decent damage, and he combines his dual arm blasters on his fighting style. He also has Star Saber, a totally not OP hacks weapon that he used to cut a mountain in half and severely damage the Decepticons' warship. The Star Saber, however, was broken when he fought against Megatron, using a saber that had a similar power. But by the end of the series, the Star Saber is rebuilt and Optimus Prime still has it. He also has a really high pain resistance, as to one point, the Autobot base was destroyed by the warship's giant blast. Optimus survived getting hit by the blast and getting buried by a mountain, and he was still alive. Granted, he was injured, but alive. When fighting Nemesis Prime, he got stabbed, but he was still able to keep on going. He also survived a hit by the Darksaber during the season finale, Deadlock. He was pretty injured, but he was able to hold on to the Omega Lock to prevent his death. Optimus Prime also has a jetpack which allows him to fly, and a hand cannon which he can use to destroy enemies and clear enemies real quickly. His main weakness will be if he takes too much damage, he's gone. He's a goner. In an episode he got stuck at the Arctic, and he almost died from the freezing temperatures. If this Prime goes against, let's say, Scorpion or Sub-Zero, he's not gonna have a pretty good time, let's just say that. Overall, this Prime is definitely one of our contenders for the Tournament of Power, and so far he's gonna make it to the next round. Next we had the Movieverse Prime, and I wanna be clear here, we're not gonna be going over the Creo Prime, Edgy Prime, or Pim Prime, because those guys are just too overpowered for this list. Like, they need their own list, okay? Okay, just kidding. This Prime is probably the most skilled when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. He easily outperforms every other Transformer in the movie. In fact, I think he outperforms everyone in any continuity period. He's an expert at performing fatalities, as he will have no trouble executing his foes, but in the tournament, killing is not allowed, so that's not really a plus. Sorry, Prime. This Optimus Prime is also equipped with 2 Ion Blasters, which it says to have the firepower of like 100 tons of TNT or something. He also used it one time to knock Megatron off a building in Revenge of the Fallen. Those things pack a punch. He also has one big ion cannon in Age of Extinction. We never saw Optimus really use it in the movie except to just shoot some lab material. But since it's Optimus Prime, main firearm, we can guess that it has a similar power, if not greater than the 2 ion guns he had in Revenge of the Fallen. He also comes equipped with 2 Energon swords, which burns to a temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius, which he uses to cut down to Decepticons like a hot knife through butter. He also comes equipped with 2 Energon hooks, which seem to have a similar effect to it. But just by looking at them and seeing its effects on Grinder's face, RIP Grinder, We can infer those hooks probably do. His trailer can transform into a weapon storage where he has shields, guns, and swords with an axe, which resembles the Energon swords that he was using. Optimus Prime can also combine with his trailer to gain the ability to fly, much like Jetfire's power-up. With that he gains multiple weapons, missiles, is incredibly fast, and at one point by using the speed of the jets and his own strength, he was able to go through the driller's head, killing him. In Age of Extinction, he has a Night Sword and a shield. The Night Sword is so strong that it can pierce through Transformers, and the shield can also deflect fire. He can also use it to shoot down missiles, as we saw in the last night during the final battle. He can also fly, as he has some kind of rocket boots on his feet. But both Primes share similar weaknesses. For example, blindsided. If Optimus Prime gets blindsided, he's gonna be really easily taken out. Lockdown managed to capture Optimus by shooting him in the back while he wasn't looking, and Megatron managed to kill Optimus in Revenge of the Fallen by piercing his spark when he wasn't looking. Also, this Prime hasn't dealt with cosmic energies as other characters have. In the last night, we did saw Quintessa use her Sith lighting on Optimus, but we cannot really count this as cosmic energies, more like just lighting, so yeah. Prime is also quite reckless, as he will charge into battle with no second thoughts, no plans, kinda just winging it at the moment. But we can only have one movie Prime, so between these two, it comes to the trailer Optimus Prime and Age of Extinction Prime. Now, one of them has to stay, one of them has to go out. In my honest, humble opinion, I'm gonna go with Age of Extinction Prime. Just because Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction has a slicker design, he has a shield that can deflect the Movieverse Prime's guns, and a sword that has a longer reach compared to his Energon swords. In a 1v1 between the Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction Prime, it's too close to call, but I'm gonna have to give it to the Age of Extinction Prime. With his rocket boots, he's been able to leave Earth's orbit in a couple seconds. He's obviously faster, he has defense, and he has a sword, and he still has his guns, remember that. He also apparently still has his Energon sword, which he used against Galvatron. While the Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime is packing a lot of firepower. Overall, he's exposed, as we saw. Shockwave managed to get the drop on him, hit his jet once, and then he lost balance and fell into a building. All that Age of Extinction Optimus Prime needs to do is to basically dodge his attacks, get him onto the jet, get close and finish him off. So that's why I'm saying that the Age of Extinction is probably the superior warrior here. He has also made Grenlock his B in Age of Extinction. So Age of Extinction Prime makes it to the next round. Alright, so taking a break from the Bayverse, let's go to G1 Prime. This Optimus Prime is one of the strongest ones. I know, I was shocked when I saw what Diamond Bull had to say about him. But in case you didn't watch that video, let me explain it to you. Optimus Prime's punches were so strong that they managed to pierce through Megatron's armor. Now keep in mind that Megatron's armor was really, had cracks and was almost destroyed in the series by an explosion that could destroy basically planets. A site called Naruto forums deduced that the explosion had a power of 12,637.1878 gigatons. For those who are not mad people, let's just say that that's a really ridiculous high amount of power. And by the time of the first Transformers movie, Optimus Prime's punches were more than enough to break Megatron's armor, which means that Optimus Prime's fist will have to be a lot stronger than the explosion. He also comes equipped with an Energon axe, which he uses from time to time. He comes with an Ion Blaster, which he uses to one-shot Decepticons. He has high endurance, as to one point, when he was blasted by Decepticons, taken to base to, get healed, and then Laserbeak did the douchiest thing ever and tried to kill Optimus while he was injured, and Optimus survived all that. Like, what's this guy made out of? Another thing is his trailer, which he keeps on a pocket dimension. Yes, Optimus has his own pocket dimension. When he transforms, he releases the trailer, and the trailer has a weapon which he can use as a, a stationary gun, which could be really effective in tournament setting. This Prime is not invincible, however, since in the Transformers movie he took too much damage and got killed. He also seems to be quite vulnerable to energy attacks, as to the Decepticons using their energy weapons managed to really injure him, this Prime seems to have a bit of a weakness for energy attacks. Anyways, G1 Prime will make it to the next round if it wasn't for another Prime. This guy needs no introduction. What's that? You don't know about him? Oh, you're in luck! Let me tell you about him. Okay, so the Power Master Prime is basically our first fusion character. He's combined with his binary partner Haikyuu, so he can become super strong. His strength is incredible. At one point when he was angry, he pulled a movie Prime and took down half of Scorponok's forces by himself with his fist. He's so strong that he resisted Scorponok's attacks, and keep in mind that Scorponok has been known for being one of the strongest Transformers ever. His firepower, I mean, just look at him. He can shoot down flyers using his guns. His guns also pack a lot of firepower and are quite superior to his G1 counterpart. He's also pretty resistant to energy damage, something that's pretty common in the tournament. At one point he took a blast from the Matrix, the same Matrix that destroyed Unicron and eradicated the hate plague from the galaxy. Think about that for a second. Yes, this Prime is incredibly strong, powerful, and even if his armor got destroyed, he has a second life. Yes, this Prime pulls a debuff from Overwatch, and when his armor gets destroyed, he has a body similar to his G1 counterpart, which is probably just as strong, if not a little weaker, than the Cartoon Prime. His weakness is, however, if he takes too much energy damage, he will be killed. As to one point, when he killed Unicron, he was destroyed by the energies that were released from Unicron. Yes, that's how much it took to pull him down. Also, this Prime is actually quite slow. He's heavy, he packs a lot of firepower, you're obviously gonna be pretty slow. And also he can't fly, so that's kind of a weakness in this tournament. I mean, it's not really a weakness, but if you can fly, then that's a huge boost in the tournament. Alright, anyways, the Power Master Prime more than earns his place in the next round. Next, we got the IDW Prime. I don't really know a lot about the IDW Prime. What I know, I watched it from Diamond Bolt's video, or I either did some research and find out some small details about him, but I didn't really find too much stuff from him. Sorry. The IDW Prime only has his Ion Blaster. Yes, that's all he has, but don't underestimate him. Using his Ion Blaster, he was able to take down Dreadwing. He also has some pretty huge endurance. He survived a space bridge. Remember, the space bridge defies the lives of time and space, so Optimus basically survived getting crushed by the forces of space-time. At one point in the antimatter chamber, Optimus Prime got destroyed to bits and they had to rebuild him piece by piece. And the guy's still fighting. Like, what? This is like Battle Master Prime levels of endurance. And also survived getting hit by Shockwave using the powers of the Dead Universe. Oh my god, this guy's really awesome! His punches are so strong. He managed to punch through 6 Shot's armor, which was considered to be indestructible. Not so indestructible now, right 6 Shot? When fighting with Megatron, his punches were so strong that he could level human cities. Now keep in mind that this is basically Optimus Prime's strength and Megatron's strength being so strong that combined they make the city, rumble. We don't know how strong will Optimus Prime be if he could, really shake a whole city. But I'm gonna say that this Optimus is probably above average strong. As for weaknesses, it will be that he's kind of a one-trick pony. He has his fist, he has his gun, there's nothing wrong with that, but basically, in a tournament where, you're gonna be fighting many opponents, you're gonna need variety. Kind of like, thanks to the movie Prime, the Battle Master Prime, and the TF Prime had, is that they can adapt, use different weapons. The IDW Prime is kind of predictable and doesn't have many, many weapons or things to change his battle style, which it's kind of a downer. He's lacking in variety, basically. Also, he can't fly. Yes, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna keep using that for weaknesses. Other than that, the IDW Prime is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and he makes it to the next round. Okay, so next is the Robot in Disguise Optimus Prime. No, not that one, that one. He's super agile, as he seems to have the amazing ability to defy the laws of physics. His super modes, meh, scares Decepticons, shoots them down, it's alright I guess, nothing to write home about. He has a Blister Blast that can basically freeze enemies. This will come in handy against the Transformers Prime and other opponents, but at higher level opponents it will be pretty useless, as so far in terminal power, attacks that could freeze opponents don't seem to be that reliable or useful. He also has a small blaster that will make the Stormtroopers blasters look like a nuke. He also comes equipped with 2 rocket launchers, which are pretty good against anti-air units. Although he rarely uses them, he can also create an energy blast from his sirens. He should really use that more often. His weaknesses though: he has pretty weak armor, he runs out of energy fairly fast, as to in one episode he had to go to a small island to recharge. So yeah, this Optimus will run out of energy pretty fast, and he's not that strong, physically I mean. So sorry Robots in Disguise Prime, but you didn't make the cut. Next is the Armada Prime. It's pretty agile. During his Megatron fight, he was able to jump around, kick Megatron so hard that he sent him flying. Pretty agile, he's pretty skilled to hand-to-hand combat. In the episode Mortal Kombat, I see what you did there. He managed to fight Megatron to a standstill. He also has some pretty alright endurance, because in his last fight against Megatron, he got a pipe shoved at him, and he was still able to keep on going to fight Megatron. He also seems to have some decent endurance, as to one point in the series, he survived a blast that could destroy planets. Using the Matrix, he was able to dodge the blast to deflect it, but he didn't survive at the end. And to do this, he kinda needed the help from the Matrix. And after doing it, he died, so we cannot really say he has a strong endurance so that he could do this many times. By combining with his trailer, he's able to access his super mode. With this, his strength and firepower get greatly increased. He uses this multiple times throughout the series when the going gets tough to fight against the evil Decepticons. And most of the time, he gets the job done pretty well. Say, why didn't we get this Prime in this game? It would make that horrible game so much easier. Anyways, as for weaknesses, he has some pretty weak armor, as to one point, without using his super mode, he was being shot by minicoms and was clearly seen in pain. Also, his blaster is not the strongest, as to in his final battle with Megatron, it didn't really do that much damage. But overall, the Armada Prime is an alright Prime, but not good enough to make it into the list. Sorry Armada Prime, better luck next time. Next is the Energon. Do we really have to cover it? Guys, can I just skip this one? I don't like it. Really? Do we have to? Okay, fine. We are gonna use Optimus Prime combining, or power lancing, whatever you wanna call it, with Omega Supreme. Now with this, his power, strength, and firepower get greatly increased. He used this form towards the end of the series, and it was actually pretty decent. But I'm gonna keep this short, since covering Energon is a waste of everyone's time. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that there are more impressive Primes out there. So the Energon Prime is out. Now we have the Transformers Cybertron Optimus Prime. This Optimus Prime is way stronger than Vector Prime, as Vector Prime himself said that the Optimus was way stronger than him. Keep in mind that Vector Prime is a being that exists outside space and time. Optimus Prime is also equipped with a super mode, which increases his firepower and allows him to use cyber key attacks, which is like a huge power boost to his attack, power, speed and stamina, and so on. He's also able to use Metroplex's axe, a weapon that is like twice his size, if not more. But he also has access to the Sword of Vector Prime, which he gives him a golden aura, which he used in his final battle, which increases power so he could take down Megatron. At one point, he also backhand Galvatron's strongest attack, showing that Optimus Prime with his regular super mode was so strong that at one point he was also able to punch Galvatron to the moon. Yes, that's how insanely powerful the Cybertron Optimus Prime is. He can also fly, and that's already a huge bonus. But wait, we're not done here. We're not talking about exactly this Optimus Prime. We're talking about his ultimate super mode, which he gets later in the series. Now he barely used this super mode, but it's the strongest of his super modes. And in this mode, he's extremely fast, firepower increases, and his power gets multiplied. by a lot basically. Well, the Autobots also stated that that combination of Optimus was probably the strongest he got in the show, and they were pretty jealous of it. So combine this Prime with this power up that's already stronger than his super mode, and the things that Optimus Prime did using his regular super mode, he is definitely a worthy contender to participate in the tournament. As for weaknesses, I would say that he doesn't have that much endurance. During his final fight with Galvatron, he showed to have some pretty decent endurance, managed to beat Galvatron by using his regular super mode. He's no Battlemaster Prime levels of endurance, but he's still a force to be reckoned with, so he more than earns his spot on the list. And last but not least, Transformers Animated Prime, or as I like to call him, Optimus Prime. Now he's equipped with an axe, which it's so useful. It took down so many opponents in the series, like the Decepticons. Every time they saw the axe, they were like, "Ugh, you better get out of here." Nah, I'm just kidding. Because the axe was pretty good against humans, but pretty useless against Decepticons or stronger opponents. He's also equipped with fire extinguishers, which he barely uses in the fight. By the end of the series, he has the Hammer of Ultra Magnus, which is not Thor's hammer, and a jet that allows him to fly, overall increasing his power by quite a bit. He also has some kind of grappling hook which he uses to restrain his enemies. This Optimus Prime, unlike previous incarnations, focuses more on restraining the enemies instead of killing them. Movie Prime. Overall, this is not a bad Prime, but when it comes to his weaknesses, his armor is pretty weak, as he shares a similar weakness to the Transformers Prime Optimus, in which corrosive or let's say elemental attacks like, you know, blizzards and flames kind of affect him quite a bit. So if Sub-Zero and Scorpion showed up, he's gonna have a bad time too. Also, he has been taken down by humans. Yep, this Prime had trouble with humans at one point. That's not a very good thing to add to your track record. I like the Animated Prime, but sadly he doesn't make it into the list. Well, anyways, it's about time to analyze our final contestants and determine which one's the strongest. So, out of our 5 contestants, I guess we could get rid of the Transformers Prime, just because I think against the Age of Extinction Prime, this Prime lacks, it's bulky, okay, and it's slow. The Age of Extinction Prime will be a lot faster. He's not exposed, he has a shield, he has guns, he's more brutal in battle. Overall, I just think this Prime will be the stronger foe. I think he will be the more useful in the tournament. So Transformers Prime, I'm sorry, you're my favorite, but you have to go. The IDW Prime's pretty good, but he's kind of a one-trick pony. He has guns, he can transform, he has really strong punches, that's it. Not to say he's weak, far from it, he's really strong. But compared to the others, I think he wouldn't be the ideal option. Also, the other Optimus Primes are a bit more impressive, and the Battlemaster Optimus Prime beats him in terms of endurance. Now, at the Age of Extinction Prime, we can also get rid of him, since much like Diamond Bolt said, he hasn't really dealt with cosmic energy before. In the last night, sure, he dealt with Quintessa, but we don't really know if that was cosmic energy. That was more of just Sith lightning, like from Star Wars or something. So, Movie Prime is out, which leaves us to Cybertron Prime and Battlemaster Prime. Okay, so imagine them being on the tournament right now. So let's list what they could do. The Battlemaster Prime, he has a lot of guns. He could use against, you know, flyers, also a lot of endurance. He survived a hit from the Matrix. That's a pretty huge accomplishment. Even if his armor gets broken, he has a second chance of life. So you basically have like 2 characters per one. If his armor gets destroyed, he has a body much like his G1 counterpart, which is good because, I mean, his G1 body wouldn't be as strong, but he's still pretty strong. This Prime, you know, being a lot bulkier, he's pretty slow and can't fly, which it kind of puts him at a disadvantage since flying characters will have a bigger advantage in the tournament. The Cybertron Prime packs a lot of firepower. I think in terms of firepower, the Cybertron Prime has the Battlemaster Prime beaten. In terms of endurance, he's not as strong, but he was able to fight Megatron, be really injured, and he was still able to keep on going. But his endurance is nowhere near the Battlemaster Prime's endurance. But that's not saying that he's really weak. His endurance is pretty good compared to other Primes. He's also gonna have the sword of Vector Prime, which he's gonna be able to use. A sword that defies space and time. And also grants him some kind of golden aura, which increases his power, as we saw in the last episode. He was fighting against the Battlemaster Prime in the arena. All that the Cybertron Prime will have to do: fly around his opponent, gain some momentum, punch the Prime, and it will probably wouldn't break his armor, but it will probably just, you know, the impact of the punch will be so hard that the Prime will probably go flying off the arena or pushing off the arena. Not sure if the Cybertron Prime could break the Battlemaster Prime's armor, but he can fly and is extremely fast. So it comes down to this: do you want the tank? Will the tank be the strongest with a lot of firepower? Or will the fastest, hard to hit, and, you know, packing more firepower Cybertron Prime, and strength, be the ideal Prime for the scenario, or be the strongest Prime? In Diamond Boat's video, he basically said that it was either or. The two Primes are really strong and it's too close to call. And I'm gonna have to agree on that, but I would feel that Optimus Prime being combined in his Jetwing mode would be more than enough. His feats using his regular super mode, on top of that with his even stronger new super mode, I think the sword of Vector Prime will just be more than enough to beat the Battlemaster Prime and be more effective in the tournament of power. And if Optimus flies, has that much firepower, and has so much variety on him, I think that the Cybertron Prime is the ideal Prime to not only survive, but in fact I think he will also be the strongest Optimus Prime. So, was that Battlemaster Prime? But you managed to beat Scorponok and 2 damage from him and survive a blast from the Matrix? Well, have you ever punched someone to the moon? Yes, the Cybertron Prime has the most anime-like, you know, features and stuff like that. That's not a bad thing, but because of that, that's why he's so overpowered. Now granted, Optimus Prime for Cybertron is pretty big, and he's probably gonna be a big target in the tournament. But there has been huge characters in the tournament, and they have made it into the like halfway into the tournament, like Magetta. He's Transformer size, and he's still there. Size wouldn't really matter that much. Also, his speed is gonna come really, really handy, able to dodge attacks and perform fast hit and runs. So I award the Transformer Cybertron Optimus Prime the strongest Prime of all time, and the first warrior chosen to represent the Transformers universe in the tournament of power. But anyways guys, that's just me. Do you guys think the Battlemaster Optimus Prime is the strongest? Do you guys think there's some other Prime out there that's the strongest? And also, next episode I'm gonna be talking about the strongest Megatron. Expect a video kinda like this one, and after Megatron, expect shorter videos. I already have an idea as to what the 5 first characters are gonna be. I still have no idea what the other 5 characters are gonna be for the roster. So if you have any ideas, comment down below. Don't just say, oh yeah, Grimlock should be there. No, say Age of Extinction Grimlock, say Fallen Cybertron Grimlock. From what continuity and why. Anyways guys, this video has gone on for long enough. It's been a pain to edit and get this out. I really hope you guys enjoyed though. Anyways, much love and appreciation. Bye guys.
At the heart of every legend, there is truth. A few brave souls unite to save their worlds. We can be heroes in our own lives. Every one of us, if we only have the courage to try. Our fates were always intertwined. But now, our worlds are joined as one. We need to repair our planets, work together, if we wish to survive. A dangerous secret is buried deep inside the Earth. There is more to this planet than meets the eye. I am Optimus Prime, calling all Autobots. It is time to come home.